on the line with. Welcome to episode 141 of Car Chats. Tonight we got the homie Funky Diabetic from Vermont. The funkiest diabetic you probably ever met. That's one thing me and homie have in common. I'm also type 1 diabetic, if you guys didn't know that. So he's about to jump in, send a request. As always, my guy Fabian Navarro out in Hobbs, New Mexico, Diamonds Rising, sponsoring the shit. And appreciate everyone jumping back in. Apologies. Been a stressful day. I think I'm in my little fucking fidgety moments. So I apologize for that. I apologize for the late. Because Jordan's a fucking vibe from the jump. Since I started talking to this man, he's been a jump. So, hello, Liz. My bad, brother.
All good, man.
All right, so we got the funkiest diabetic back in the building. So again, while they're trickling in here, like I said, Mavstar, my brother, what's going on, bro? Thanks for coming in.
Mr. Matt.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm tapped in with Vermont. So when I do Vermont interviews, they come riding, man. They come riding. People think I live there.
I know.
You know, I just don't pop out. It's like I don't pop out. I just hide. You know, like, yo, Joe, come out. I'm like, nah, bro. I'm just gonna stay and interview in my car.
Yeah, I love it though.
Yo,
that's the grind aesthetic.
It's not so much. It's not so much that. My bad. Go ahead.
I can tell half the time it's cold as fuck. You still doing these interviews. I love it.
Dress for the weather, brother. You know. And then when I got people like you who spit heat, it's warm and shit.
Yeah, it doesn't take long.
You know.
Right.
So yo, like I said at the beginning, let them know who you are, where you're at, and what you do.
I'm at the Days Inn right now, right in Colchester, Winooski. I come from Burlington, Vermont, though. My name's Funky Diabetic. And, yeah, I make beats. That kind of trickled into Emceeing, freestyling and stuff. But, yeah, I'm kind of a connoisseur of many things. I like making my own merch. Love to market myself.
That merch you have with the like the whole diabetes aspect to it is a very, very dope way to promote yourself and raise awareness for type 1 diabetes and diabetes in general. But
exactly,
it was very smart on your end, bro, because people feel like when there's a cause behind something that they tend to follow it like because they support the cause. Then they support the people that are putting on the cause, and then once you start putting on shows for causes, it gets even bigger, dog. So let's talk about how you transitioned from first you were beat maker, and then you went into MCing. What made that transition happen? Was it the freestyling?
Yeah, I think, not to mislead, but I think it was kind of like reverse. I was always into like catching ciphers and just just the fun of kind of spitting and freestyling and stuff, whether it be in school or catching online with other people doing it. That kind of like really grabbed me into like wanting to like, that gave me incentive to want to be a part of it and make my own stuff. So with that, I kind of applied writing and kind of just getting more, acquainted to being ready for that type of environment, whether it's spitting on the spot. But I also wanted to ascend it beyond that. I wanted to, put a beat behind it and make it an actual record and kind of get acquainted with and familiar with how to like efficiently, kind of drop records and kind of just create a platform for myself to
How do you feel that platform's coming along?
Oh, great, man. I mean, I think by now, I think I've been going hard at that type of stuff for probably 2 going on 3 years. But I definitely chose to take it more seriously, as a late, even as a more recent, just because it's more than just making stuff and making music, and it's actually life to me. I notice knowing whether either direction I go, I notice music's always kind of connected.
Yeah, I feel like
the life kind of fuels the music. The music fuels the life. So yeah, I just as an artist, it kind of just felt appropriate to kind of exist.
And I know, like, you have a SoundCloud page, right, with some older tracks?
Yeah, I actually just created my SoundCloud and got it like established officially. I had an old one like just for listen to stuff, but I was like, that's just one platform that I wasn't fully established on, you know,
Yeah.
in regards to like pretty much all of them at this point. And it was a simple misconception on how to upload things on
Yeah.
SoundCloud. But I
The
was like,
reason,
I think it came down to like my email wasn't like verified or some shit like
yeah.
that. So
The
I
reason I bring it up is because I think when I first connected with you by because you were watching interviews before we linked up and spoke ourselves. I caught you in a couple interviews, and
and it's like my fifth one. Yeah, sorry.
that you
Keep going.
that you've watched or of
Of
mine,
course,
or what do you mean?
I love catching your
I
interviews.
appreciate it, bro, because I loved that you were able to tap into that Rick Hyde one, dog.
Doing it was
Yeah,
good. Hell yeah.
hella fader, baby.
And fun. That was
Wasn't that shit dope?
and
Bro,
I want to
I
I was
gave you a solid opportunity that day, bro. I like I had a bunch of people asking, and once I saw Funky jump in, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna give it to the young homie, bro.
I was ready, but I was also like,
Yo, he hit me up afterwards, dog. He hit me up afterwards about you.
wait, what did you say?
He hit me up afterwards about you. Like we had a discussion about the artist and shit.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I'm not gonna put what he said on blast, but just out of respect. But I'll hit you up and let you know what he said. But like it was good graces. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, bro, that's why I keep shit like that for interviews so I can bring it up. You know, like I like giving people their flowers in a different way sometimes. You know, and like you came on there cool, calm, and collected, bro. You weren't trying to stunt for no one. You were just there trying to fucking show them that like rap is what you do, and that's what you did, bro.
Yeah, and shout out to the other artists on that too.
Yeah, Shroom T and Vocera Omar.
Word.
They were dope too. Vocera Omar is from Buffalo, so I think Rick Hyde was a little biased when he chose him as number one. But I mean, it's all love.
I think watching them gave me that final kick to be like, all right, yeah, I want to participate.
And I know. So the reason why I brought up the SoundCloud is because when I first connected with you on Facebook and shit, I think I found like a SoundCloud link or something you may have posted. So I went to check what it was. And when I heard that, and then like fast forward to your recent drop with Big Homie Wes. Shout out to the homie Big Homie Wes. That's my dog too. I feel like your elevation from that SoundCloud track I heard, which was dope, to that is like that is a complete picture of what the Funky Diabetic is about, like music wise. Artistically, that is the type of shit you want to put out, because I see you talking about causes. I see you talking about shit that you care about. I see you talking about family first. I see you talking about good dad gang, you know, and like it's every day those topics are a kind of day, you know what I mean? And I feel you. So I was like, I like how you're not taking just your own stories, but you're trying to like show that other people have issues as well, or not, maybe not issues, but they're going through it just like anyone else is going through it. But you're just trying to speak for the ones who don't want to speak. You know what I mean? And I appreciate you for that. So I'll tell you that straight up.
Of course. I think it's important when you're a part of, I'd say just like, especially hip hop culture, you have to acknowledge that you're not the only one in it. And not only that, but like looking into and kind of seeing what everything's about really illustrates kind of, especially knowing these people beforehand and not as an artist first, really like tells me who they are even more. And like you said, kind of like how you said, putting like incorporating what you're going through.
Yeah.
But also like putting a face to that kind of makes a full circle. And like I said, like it's bigger than music, it's life.
Because like out of the dudes that like I regularly talk to, I mean I regularly talk to you, like I mean we connect like here and there a lot, but like when I regularly connect with like the SR group and shit like that, like Breeze and Bang and shit like that. Are you much younger than them?
Honestly, I don't. Wait, no, because I watched one of your interviews the other day. I know how old Shorty Bang is. I'm not gonna put him on blast. Not saying he's, but
No, so
like,
that man's old, bro. His wheels getting rusted. I hope he
what did you
hears.
say?
I said, I said, I hope he hears this shit too. I said that man's getting old. His wheels getting rusted. But no, shout out to Shorty Bang, man. That man is as hard as he spits and shit, as raw as he gets. That man is very very fucking dope and shows a lot of love, and he really like fucking brings that love and puts on for the team. Same with French, bro. I got mad love for French. Uh, yeah, he's a bro on dogs, definitely. This man is. This man just literally everyone's talking about, yo, don't intrude in conversations. This man rolls into conversations. Mind your
Oh
business.
no, we're having an interview, but like everyone in the comments, I see y'all just keep
Keep engaging. Keep engaging. Invite
that
people.
I
But
can.
yeah, I don't want. I mean, like I was saying. So like, you how you think you're a little bit younger than some of the members in that group?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still like I'm in my early 20s, so.
Yeah. So
But
like, that's what I
I,
mean. Because you know what's dope about you though is you a lot of the new like hip hop scene, the way it's evolved into is the new cats that join in. They don't understand that they're not paying respect to the OGs and shit that came before them, who really deserve recognition. You know, like for the time they started and didn't receive it, to be able to help put on people like you or like anybody in general, bro. Anybody starting out, if they feel them and they're helping them, like Mavstar, I know fucks with you, and you guys just had a performance together. You know, what was it? Funkstar?
Funk Star in effect.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. You know, and like that's what I mean. See, and I appreciate that because that's the type of shit that you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn a lot more from doing that shit than you're gonna really. I mean, you can learn on your own. Everybody learn. I had to learn on my own and shit. You know, I was one of the most hated in my city when I was making music. I'm one of the most hated in my city doing interviews, so it doesn't really matter. But like, you're learning a lot every time you're with someone, and I can see that you soak it in. You're like a sponge, bro. Because like every time you work on something simple, even if not a full track or something, just writing or something, like you express how important it was to you, and that is something that not a lot of people do, and a lot of people should recognize you for that because that it doesn't sound like it will, but that could take you a lot of places.
Of course.
You know,
I think a lot
respect.
of, but
Go
it's
ahead.
I think also it's and I don't like to make things like an era thing, but like
It
it
is an
really comes
Harrison.
from who raised me, especially in hip hop. It's important to consider, but who like raised me, like that was only I think it was that era that like they made it apparent that to kind of take your hats off or acknowledge who became like before you, because a lot of like what I do incorporates what came before me. So like if what
And that's what I mean.
me wasn't acknowledged or not a thing, then I wouldn't be a thing. So like I think
And that's what I mean. You incorporate what like
with
you
acknowledge
incorporate what you've learned along the way. So that's what I mean. Like you're not just putting it in one ear and letting it out the other, and then trying to stunt for everybody. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Look at you, bro. They're fucking. You got everybody in here is your peoples,
So I have a great. I don't even consider them a following, but a family.
bro.
And
It's it
that
it.
but like with what it started with, it's strong and will always be a thing.
So
You said
so what? You started making music about what you said about 3 years ago?
so like I've always been acquainted with music, interested, intrigued, studied it, but I really felt like I wanted to be a part of it probably by like late high school, and then from that it took a couple years to really like structure and articulate and establish what I wanted to do. So it was by like 2021 that I really released stuff. And that just started with beat tapes. And it kind of transcended to that into rapping by like 22, 23 when I dropped like my first official record. I'm 24
So
now.
when people first started hearing your beats and stuff, what was the response like?
That's a good question. You know, I think whenever you first start something, you have people who will say like, "Oh, this is amazing. This is great." I'd get great. You know, um,
Hometown ain't your target area, doggy.
what you say?
Hometown ain't always your target area. They're all gonna say yes until something benefits them.
Exactly,
And
which prolongs
I
my
hate to be
point.
pessimistic. But I see it every day.
You know, and it drives me nuts. So like, especially first starting out as an artist and studying the game, kind of realize that that's something that's a thing. So it's like, I don't know, but yeah, I get good feedback, but I knew I got good feedback when I'd have artists who wanted to
Rap
rap
on it.
on the tracks that I did. I even had like a contest and had a few MCs submit stuff. But yeah, I mean, even from that, I had a good foot with just artists who wanted to get more familiar with my sound. I think it was I got a video. It was one of the submissions. It's actually from a skateboarder, but like I don't put labels on people like that. Much like myself, he's a homie who does a lot of things, but who I was really inspired by early on skateboard wise was a local from Vermont, Jordan Maxim. But low key, he got the sickest bars, and he just surprised me one day with a video of him rapping all my shit, and that was like, all right, you won that. But like, yeah, that I think just that was enough, not only excitement but like assurance. Not that it was even needed. I just needed more experience to kind of like.
Right. And when you ended up transitioning into doing the MC stuff, how was the reaction then? Do you feel like it changed a bit?
Yeah, so I think it kind of like grabbed people's eyes a little more. I think my first show, I can remember like a lot of people, especially like just locally, were very like, "Wow, I didn't know you had that in you" type deal. But like, I didn't kind of approach it. I approached it, you know, in my own way. So like, I think that also stood out. And
What do you? I've seen a lot of your performance videos, bro. I tell you one thing. For someone who's only been, I've seen a lot of your performance videos, like footage and stuff like that. And like for someone who's just like recently, like getting like not recent. I say recently because 3-4 years to me is like wow, like short time for me. Like to see that the elevation is so fucking expeditious. But like when you're performing, I can see that you have a lot of fucking energy and shit. I can see that you have a lot of fucking crowd work and like. So I'm curious of like what artists like got you to feel like that cadence is necessary because not everyone performs like that. Also, you don't rap over your vocals, so shout out to you.
word up, yeah, thank you. That's a given for me. I know it's kind of like a highlight for some people, like, oh, he can rap on his vocals. And it's important, but it's also not an act to the people who don't. But I enjoy doing that. I think it's you know a gem to incorporate in a live setting. Um, I think artist wise too, answering your question was, I think there's a lot of pieces to the puzzle that makes the Funky Diabetic. But live performance wise, it was like a joke I told my dad one day. I was like, I forgot what he said, but I like corrected him and I was like, it's kind of like a Jadakiss mixed with a Michael Jackson with like a dash of like a Machine Gun Kelly. And like I was like, yeah,
Bro, if
like,
that was like
I've
someone's
always
face, if that morphed into a face, it'd be fucking scary. Those three
definitely
people in one
like
face, Jesus.
Tupac in that. But there's
Yeah, a
definitely
little Tupac.
that incorporate themselves. But I was just always really captured by putting on a live show, whether it's 3 people in the crowd or 300. Like that was always an important factor. But also, coming fresh each time and seeing artists like maybe like a Tyler Creator incorporating like making his sets not only like and like all of the artists I just named, but that one as well, like and making their sets not just like, oh, I'm popping out to a bar to like catch a rap show or something, but like standing out in the sense that it's like they kind of bring you to their world.
Yeah.
And like even when you look at the stage, it's like you're looking at like a glimpse of what they're about. Shout out to those artists who have like backdrops and
you know, like I just recently was it this past March I went to see the GZA live, and just solo though. He was solo and he was with Young Dirty Bastard, that he was playing in his band and shit. I got a few photos with YDB, so, but that's not important. What was dope was like you're already knowing you're going to see someone who you're either likely won't see again because of the age and like what's going on with fucking the way ageism in hip hop is, but the way he was performing all of his Liquid Swords album through a live band, like when you got there, you're already in a vibe by the DJ, and Raz Fresco, shout out to Raz Fresco from Toronto, he was opening. So that took you into one world, and then when you're already vibing, and like when I'm at a spot, like I'm really really vibing, like I'm smoking, I'm drinking, I'm fucking whatever, you know, like allegedly. And then like there was just once the GZA came on and shit, they just dropped the lights for like not even fucking 0.5 seconds. It was just on and off. Man just popped up, started off with the fucking intro to Liquid Swords. Bro, that shit took me back like I was fucking looking at murals of fucking when like Pac died and shit, because like that's what I was listening to during that time and shit. So I was like, yo, like it's weird that like I'm there seeing the GZA, knowing the music, but I'm thinking of Pac. You know, it fucks with me, man. It's like a trip, and I'm like, bruh, like I'm trying to hear this Liquid Sword shit, and all I keep hearing is Brenda Got a Baby in my head and shit. I'm like, God damn it, Pac. Like, so I feel you on the whole, like taking you to a whole nother world, and I feel like you do that because, like, yo, you move, bro. Like you're moving, and I guess that's the Michael Jackson part that you're talking about. You know, like you sliding, you fucking, you gripping the mic, you singing your soul out, and like you're showing people like I really do it. You know, like, and that's important, especially like at people who are in your age range. You bro, it's hard to compare you to other people in your age range right now, because this shit is you're different. I've told people that from the jump. I'm like, this man's different. Like, and like, I'm excited. I'm excited for Friday. I'm excited for tomorrow. Actually, I'm excited for midnight.
Yeah, right. Exactly. What time is it?
So I know you got something popping off with who we were speaking about earlier. We're gonna just talk about that a bit, because I know that was part of what you wanted to do. I don't mean to have you back and forth on topics, but that's what Car Chats is about. It's not about me sitting in the car. It's about like when you're driving with someone, topics are just back and forth, organic. Just, you know, talk about the weather, talk about the sports, but we get to the music.
We'll get everything. We got a lot of cover though, so like,
bro, you come back on. You come back on if we only, because it gives us an hour, bro. If it cuts us off, we just jump back on if we have to. I really don't care. So yeah, if you got free time, I got fucking free time. So to the music, you just hell yeah, you just recently dropped that track with Big Homie Wes. Like I think it was what, 2 months ago, 3 months ago.
I think it was last month, kind of day.
Holy shit, man, my time's fucked. Hey, yo, shout out 448 Films if you're ever in Montreal. Like, I know Big Homie West hits Montreal once in a while. If you need a video, hit on my guy 4048 Films.
All right.
And yeah, so that track, Kind of Day, I know the message you were trying to convey in it. Well, I think I do anyway, but why don't you like give an insight to the people who haven't heard it? And if you haven't heard it, go check out Kind of Day by Funky Diabetic and Big Homie West. I think it's produced by you too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And produced by Funky Diabetic. I'm telling you, man, y'all sleep. I'm telling you, Vermont is the fucking sleeper state for me. I swear, bro. It's not even, people are like, yeah, nah, bro. They're like, Ohio. They're like, Cleveland. They're like, yo, shut the hell up. Like, hell no. I was like, y'all try to tap into the Vermont scene, man. I've been in it.
It's mad supportive out here, but Kind of Day is, I love that record. It's probably one of like my favorite funky records right now. Just with kind of how it came about, but like the overall message to that was like, so like sometimes I like we're all human and like I like obviously yeah, and like we make mistakes. So like when I like when we made the record, and it's super cool, and I don't want to digress too much, but like how the record came about was even more special, and it kind of like made it like that, yeah, like more. It made it even more special to me.
Right.
But just how it came about was like I had a Funky Diabetic beat I made, sent it to Wes. Long story short, he did something over it, but it was just like the beat wasn't like, like up to our, standards comfortability wise. So it's like, I took that, I kind of took that in consideration. It was like, I want to make a beat that he'll feel, comfortable going on.
Yeah.
So like,
I feel like Wes can adapt well, though.
Definitely, right?
Yeah.
Especially live.
Hell yeah.
But I was just going over samples. I like to just listen to samples a lot, and I found one, which is kind of like an experimental, like try not to overthink mode one day, and I have these big Homie Wes vocals still. I was like, well, let me like try it reverse instead of like making a beat, before, make it after and around like the artist. So like with those samples, I
production.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, it was mostly post production.
Yeah, like on some like DJ Khaled shit, even some Kanye shit. But I want to try that because like
we diabetics.
I like feel like it's with the right pieces, it could really send a record and be almost easy to make. So like I tried it. And
Wagwan Lorraine. My bad. Go ahead.
Putting those things together, I realized we got some heat, and this is kind of like music I like want to make. So like right off the rip, I kind of just started writing to it, and like it took a night and a morning to finish my verse. And I think why it's also too one of my favorite songs, because it's one of my favorite verses I did too. Just it's
the verse off by heart.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Spit it.
I've done it a lot. Since that kind of day, I'm feeling that kind of way. Got all types of flavor when I step to a stage. When I step up in the place, I be blazing the mic. Man, I look in your soul like I was taking your life. But I'm taking your wife. Said I came from the fight, got the funk in effect. Type 1, say it right. If you having a good time, make some noise with it. If you having a good time, make some noise. Come on. It's been good light, because moms raised me right. Staying up nights, I had to make a dream right. Now it's time to take off. Rest in peace to take off through the stash in the back. Had to make off straight to out of space. I remember the times I was feeling out of place. Now we rocking shows out of state. Why wait? It's time to be great. I'm at the cookout. I'm feeling a plate. Big smile on my face. No waste of time. Cause I'm in a good state of mind. In the Green Mountain State. Shit, I gotta elevate. Rise above the hate. And the 802. Shit, it's the funk. Yeah,
man. You know what I just realized? I just thought about it. It just clicked. Some of those bars I heard in that Rick Hyde verse.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that too. Like, it was around that time we were dropping that. I was like, that's great.
So you were working on that track with him around that time then?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah. See, I like knowing timelines and shit and figuring them out in different ways. Like that's like some hip hop CSI shit. I'm like, so if he spit that during Rick Hyde interview, that means him and Big Homie Wes were working on that motherfucking track at that time. So
shout out Big Homie Wes as well.
That's cool, man. That's fucking cool, bro. That is dope, man, for real.
And Nick LaRow, Sneaks, really
shout out my guy Sneaks.
The guy who really
he engineered it, right?
his effort to make this record what it was today, and this upcoming record with Shorty Bang and Young Breeze that's coming out. He really he helped make that
Yeah,
what it is.
Nick lately, the stuff he's been posting, like about like what he made it like beat wise, and like once in a while he'll send me some stuff like on Messenger to Peep and shit, and like because he knows I'm pretty sure he acknowledges I know my shit, so he gives me some like little room to like give a not advice but maybe like a suggestion about it. But like he sent me some shit, and bro, like this every time he posts something, like I'm always like ooh, like it's crazy. That man, that he's an OG and he knows that. He always talks about it, and but that OG is fucking still killing shit, bro. That guy is a staple for Vermont. I say that with like the most respect and no disrespect to anyone who disagrees, but like if you know Sneaks, Nick LaRow, you know that he is not only a great producer and engineer, but a person who actually tries genuinely to help people in that state.
Hell yeah, exactly. And I think he has one of the biggest hearts from someone that I know.
And he's strong, man.
He just cares. He wants to make sure you're good.
Yeah.
Even when you go to music with him, you don't make music at first. We hang out and vibe and see how we are. And not everyone in this game does that.
Bro, it's like probably 80-20. It's like 80-20, bro. There's like 80 fucking million people who are hateful and just haters just because they're bitter and shit. And then there's the 20% like Nick, you know?
Right.
And so like you're finding them like in like the most random places and shit.
Yeah.
You know, you're trying to bring them all back together, so everyone's searching for them and shit. You're like, yo, we're gonna bring you back to your team, all right?
Exactly. And that's why you gotta give people a chance, dude.
Hell, bro, man, it's crazy, man. Like, but also I find in like the last like decade or so that hip hop's been evolving, I've come across a lot of like seniors who are listening to it, like for real. Like some of them are real deep in it too. Like I got a homie on Facebook. His name's Bill, and like he's older. I think he's like 65 plus or whatever, like maybe 70. You know, no disrespect, Bill, but you know I love you. But like this man, he's done a dope fucking idea. Hey, yo, all the underground rappers he likes, he gets them to send them a hat like that they've used and worn at shows, and they sign it. And he has like a fucking like, I think it's like 100 hat collection.
Okay, you speak.
Yo, that's crazy, bro. Like he's like, I'm telling people like, yo, if you have a hat, you can fucking mail this man and sign it. Do it, yo. I'm telling you, bro. He's gonna watch the interview and he's gonna be like, yo. I'm gonna be like, I'll ask some people, chill. Nah, but he doesn't ask for them though. That's the thing. He'll put his collection up, and then people will be like, okay, yo, I'm sending you one. You know, like I got a bucket hat that he wants from me because I like interview a bunch of rappers. He's like, you gotta send me one. I'm like, I got you. So
there you go.
Biggie smoked. Let's talk about that as I finish this Biggie ass smoke.
Oh, he's smoking, right? It's a light up joint. And but right before we get in, I don't want to navigate. This is your platform, but just based off the comments I saw, with upcoming shows we got on with Bars on Bars Media and the homies J Rem. Shout out to them. But our Montpelier show as of now, it's not canceled, but we do have to resituate a venue with there's been a lot of recent weird random fires in Montpelier, unfortunately, as of late. Yeah. But unfortunately, one of the venues that we were supposed to have our show in was a part of that. Shout out Johnny O's. Be sure to show them support and love too. But with that being said, we're still looking for a venue. So as well too, if anyone knows anything about that in the Vermont region, really.
Yo, I actually I got a business woman that I interviewed on the show. She does it's something called the Hustlers Brunch, where she brings entrepreneurs and artists and shit, and it's like a very intimate setting where they just have like I guess brunch, and they like have a meeting kind of thing. And she's well established. She's from Vermont originally. She's out in Colorado now, but she's connected with venues, so I can hit her up and ask if I can find you a venue. What capacity do you expect? Like, you need at max?
I mean, originally we're doing it at just an average venue, like a bar setting.
Yeah,
So
so floor performing.
Probably like 50, 60, 70, I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna hit her up. Well, and that's for the 17th.
Yeah, November 7th.
All right, I'm gonna hit her up and I'm gonna see if I can get something situated for you through her. I can't promise it, but I'm gonna do that because luckily I have different friends in different places in that Vermont in that state of yours. I ended up getting tapped in way too far, going down a rabbit hole, getting entrepreneurs on the shit. Thank you, Dylan Black, for joining.
We love it.
Dylan Black is one of my biggest supporters in my city. He works for the syndicated radio and stuff, like your popular radio station in like Vermont, like, you know what I mean. And then that's him here, and he's shouted out on the line with plenty of times on air. So shout out Dylan Black. I love you, Dylan. Dark Impressions Photography. Yeah, he's dope with the photography, bro. And yeah, so back to Biggie Smoke.
Yes, let's get on that.
Yeah, so you're going to be working with two of my favorite artists of the year right now. I haven't stopped playing their shit. And, like, since I started playing their shit, I haven't stopped. Like, first I started listening to D. French's West End, North Side, or North Side, West End. I forget what it is. It's always confusing to me.
It's not West End.
Yeah. Is it?
I'm incorrect. I
don't know, bro. Like that's why. It's either or. Either way, whatever it is, it was dope as hell, and that's what put me on to it at first because of my guy Francis. Shout out Francis. That's my guy.
And that was my introduction to D. French's like music overall. People don't give fucking eugenics, if you want to call him, or Francis his flowers enough, man, because he really puts Vermont on, and like. It's just he doesn't get reciprocated like I feel like I mean, people know JM is an important part of Vermont hip hop. I've seen that by going in some of the past like era to like look at it and study it, understand it, because I don't want to be ignorant when I'm talking to y'all. So gotta be a student before you can be a teacher. So I checked that. And I was like, yo, that's crazy how much, like the amount of music that they have that is just not available. And it makes me so sad because, like, there's so much unavailable music by them, bro. Like, they can rap. They can. And I love the whole effort of bringing full body, like, body works. Like full projects.
That's it, man. Joint manipulation, bro. Fucking.
I'm just posting up a little comment to pin. I don't know. Can you pin that just to put the track on for midnight before we get into it, right?
There you go. It's pinned.
Yeah. What's your
Delana? Is that Delana? Yeah, we definitely on some Funky Diabetic and street religion shit all day. 25/8.
Me too. Yeah, man. Let's get into Biggie Smoke. What's your question on that?
All right, so I know Sneaks is involved, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is where it gets interesting for me. Okay, so like, did he produce the beat or did he engineer it?
He helped record the session and help engineer the beat a little bit. I produced it though.
You produced it. All right, so we got Shorty Bang and Young Breeze on a Funky Diabetic beat, which just sounds like it's gonna be crazy because, like, first of all, Shorty Bang, doesn't matter what type of beat it is, you're gonna get like you're just gonna get bar heavy rap from him. It doesn't matter what, it could be a fucking Cinderella beat when she finds her shoe. He's gonna be spitting fucking disgusting out of pocket bars and shit, or it could be a hard hitting beat and he's gonna be talking the shit. And then you have Young Breeze, who makes songs, and he can adapt and adjust and manipulate and fucking bend and fucking just, bro. He can do a lot of smart shit that he's realized he can do, and he knows he can do it. He's just too humble to talk his shit when he's on the interviews. And I'm just waiting for the day that I push the button. He's like, "Yo, you know what? You right." And I'm like, "Yes." But yeah, so how is that? Like, are you on it too? Are you rapping on it, or is it?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if you were just like producing it. So how do you feel like? Did you feel like a little edge when you were trying to like write with them? Because bro, they write like constant.
Dude, that's a great
They
question.
write in their head, you know, like they're at work or
That's
chilling, just writing.
Because that's something I had to like take into consideration, and like just being around them, especially in a studio environment, felt. And like I think people who expect stuff from me, you know, on average, who know me, know I'm like a very happy and like positive person. So like to expect me to be on a track, and especially like on a street religion track, or like a track with Shorty Bang and Young Biggie.
Yeah, Funky Diabetic and Shorty Bang just sounds funny as hell when I hear it, and then I'm like, I'm like, there's got to be a twist, bro. Like I was like, I gotta hear it. Like you don't understand how excited I am. I have an alarm made just for it.
So I definitely had to take an approach of like, what can I like put in, like how can I approach this where it's like, you know, I think it's not like trying to be anything, but what the track already was very eerie and kind of like this Halloween vibe that we got now. And I was lucky enough to, you know, I'm not afraid to say it, but like I was the last one to write my verse on it. So like that kind of like just, it was all set up. So like I really,
who finished first?
I tapped in and I was just myself, but like really I wanted to talk about, you know, just certain things that brought out the feeling in the record, whether it be who's on it or the beat. And both those things really help channel like what we're about to hear tonight. But I think first we had Shorty Bang, and he knocked his shit out in like 1 to 2 takes. And
My man.
we all had a session, but I got to, and it was a big teaching moment for me, you know, just as a student of the game and just hip hop in general, just to be in a studio.
I respect that you call yourself a student of the game, bro, because a lot of people don't do that shit. I respect that, bro. You are from you are from a different fucking era, homie. I'm telling you. Like you standing in a photo with just a skateboard and the swag and shit, bro, that like I can tell that's still fucking hitting you from like 90s skate videos and shit, bro. Maybe not identical, but your little switch with it, bro. Like you are a fucking, you're a dope kid, bro. Like not kid, but you know what I mean. Like you're doing your shit, bro. It's dope to see. Like I like seeing it too, because like just it's like fuck. I used to make music so much it makes me miss it, like and like it reminds me of the shit. So I'm like, bro, look at this guy. Look at this fucking guy. He's fucking making his songs. He drops a few tracks. Now he's on tracks with fucking SR. He's just about to make some shit pop off, dog. Anything like was SR, but it's just gonna pop off. You know what I mean? Like and Shorty Bang finished first. Oh fuck, I already know that's gonna be a fucking issue.
I'm telling you, if you don't mind, what are we at time? Does it say?
What time did we start at exactly? Do you know?
Not exactly.
Was it because I know it was like a little like after 10:30, right? Or after 9:30.
9:30. Oh, okay. So yeah, it's almost 10:30.
Yeah.
You said we can jump back. I just want to tell you how this track came about.
Yeah.
It's what makes it special to me. But so we had, I think Shorty was ready to go that day and had his shit like he just saying his shit like he comes, not only comes prepared, but like he does his job well. So like it doesn't take much to make him what he is. So he just let that fly, and then it was a very scattered day that day in the studio. It was my first session at Nick's.
Yeah.
Shout out Sneak. And I pulled up, and it was a lot of familiar faces, but just like I think what was going on in our personal lives was also, kind of, just kind
Entered the room.
of the vibe.
Yeah.
So
Entered the room with you.
it took a lot of time to just make sure we were all good. And then, like, thankfully, us three that were still there were able to make something of our time and stuff. And, like, we were already really drained and spent on our energy. But, man,
Yeah.
got out of here at midnight. But, it took a while for, like, I knew Breeze was always ready. But, Breeze, like, he's kind of just like, yo, like, let's
go.
ready to rock? All right, ready to rock. But, like, still, like, not having this whole, not really having, like, a verse.
Yeah.
So, like, it was like, I'm gonna freestyle my shit, and I was totally going with that. And
yeah, he told me that in our interview, bro.
Yeah, we really locked. He did too, and like, we really locked in when he started to play his stuff together, and that kind of like brought the focus in the room. And I can like confirm, because I know he said on his interview that like he freestyled it, like his verse, and he did. It was awesome, and I especially just as a young artist, I was able to sit right, like probably like how far the phone is from me, like where he like, really witnessed how he structures, his craft, and that taught me a lot, but also super cool to see in person. And that's like how his verse came about. It probably took like 20 minutes, and like he really went, probably like 4 bars at a time, and knocked it out. I want to blow his, his process up, but it was magic regardless. And we walked out of there with those two at the time, and I was like, all right, I really want to, I wrote, and that was cool, like, about being up at Nick's is, like, Sneaks, is that, like, it's kind of like an artist kind of, there's a good word for this, I don't know what it is, though, but, like, kind of like an artist extravaganza, just whatever. So, like, I was working on songs with a couple artists that day, and, like, really was able to push out like 2 or 3 verses, but like I just wasn't feeling what I had at the time. I felt like it was rushed. So like that night, and then I think like 2 days I sat with my verse and kind of just took it, with like line by line, like kind of with what I like took from the session with Breeze and Bang, and yeah, just like you hear at midnight what came, and it's fun. And yeah, but I think
So
just
how did you?
that whole process was close to me, because like they didn't have to do that, and like so much was going on that we almost weren't able to do that. And I want to shout out Malcolm, my man Malcolm. He really kind of directed the whole track, and beyond everything that was going on, was like, all right, no, y'all, we have young talent in the building, we have this whole team in the building, let's get this going. And like in the matter of minutes, I pulled up a beat, we listened to that and had shit going, and then I'm like, but wait, let me check out this one. It's more of an SR vibe to me, what was the Biggie Smoke sample and beat. And
What made you?
once I pulled that up, and it was a little slower beat than like what I usually make, which made it kind of, stand out. But as soon as I threw that on, because I was chilling with my man Def at the time, shout out Rod Def,
Yo,
and he was like really.
I have an interview next Wednesday with Rod Def. I got an interview.
Hell yeah, I'll be tapping in. But he was also really big in directing, and the energy to be like, and the focus to like lay some shit down, because it was me and him sitting down, like, and it's like, man, fuck all that shit. Let's get to work. Let's make something of this.
Yeah.
And it started with him. But kind of getting off track a little bit.
It's all good, bro. That's how this show goes, doggy.
But
I got a question though. So, what made you, like, when you were picking the beats or whatever, and you said like, wait, let me check this one, it had more of an SR vibe to it? what made you choose the SR vibe over choosing like a funky vibe instead? Like, so you're like more comfortable in, like, not, maybe you're not more comfortable in it, but you know, like someone would assume if it's a funky vibe that you made, you'd become more comfortable in it than,
Yeah.
so, you know, so.
Track that question too. So like when playing that
I
beat,
had to hit you with one hard one, though. I had to hit you with one hard question.
that's light work. I'll answer anything you want me to. But when I threw that beat on, as soon as I did, it was Breeze, especially Bang and Jeff were all just freestyling to that shit. Like kind of just like we're not thinking about it, having fun, just saying the best and funniest and just like dopest thing you want to hear on a track. So I was like,
Yo, that's how the best tracks come together, bro. I've been in situations like that. That's how, like, yo, when the energy's real and organic, bro, it's, you can't break it. Like, if you're in that vibe, like, it's going until something's done.
exactly.
You know, like,
Being
so I know, bro. I relate.
dope shit. Being a producer too, you gotta like, you have to make sure the artist is comfortable, the artists are comfortable, and give them say as well. And like, I was just kind of like, you know, sometimes things just fall in place, and I felt really comfortable with that to this day, and I'm really excited. I actually, for this record, I actually heard the final mix today. It's really coming down to that because Young Breeze and my man Junior Fargo got a fire coming out too.
Me and Fargo got something coming out too.
I heard about that as well, bro. I'm so excited for that.
Yeah, bro, he killed that shit though. Like, he really, like, when he sent me that shit, bro, like, I was already like back in the shit, but when he sent me that shit, I was like, all right, bro, time to get the studio built. Like, yo, it's going down now.
And like with that stuff coming, I was like, I wanted to shoot for next weekend with this track, but they were able to situate their release already, so I was like, you know, I think we're in a good place where we can make this week work, and we did.
Word up, bro.
If you hear the outcome, man, I'm super excited. Shout out to all those.
Fucking, I wish I could hear it early just on this show.
You on with that? Not interrupt you, but they really put on a young G with that track.
That's that's what they're about, bro.
I knew and like
when it
put with the right knowledge as an artist in this time.
With SR, I think, like, obviously respect, they want respect, but I think loyalty is more important to them.
Yes.
You know, so like it shows that they see that you tapped in, and you just, you know, like, they're not going to do that for anybody, and like that. I don't know him personally, so people will be like, oh, he can't say that, but I've talked to them enough to know that, like, they're not going to do it for just anybody, you know? Like, some of them have pretty much said that on the show. So, like, I mean, I don't talk for them, but I'm sure if they see this clip, they're not going to say that I'm wrong or anything. So, you know, I'm not really worried about it. Because I've been fucking tapped in, brother. Motherfuckers don't realize how tapped in I am. People think I'm fucking living in Burlington. They think I'm living in Rutland. I'm like, bruh, I'm across the border in Canada land.
Exactly.
But I'm coming. I'm coming soon.
Dude, I can't wait, man. I'm all eyes and ears. Like,
we definitely gonna do like a sit down fucking fucking film interview and shit. We're gonna do some exclusive shit when I'm there, brother. But yo, before this cuts us, let's come back for another episode soon. After it drops, let's talk about how it went.
I'm down. Let's do it, man.
You know, second episode. So, bro, I appreciate you coming on for episode 141. I know I had to change the number, but shit happens, and it was a quick change. It was nothing. But I appreciate you coming on, brother. You're great. Yo, this is one of my favorite episodes as of recent, bro. This one, I've been waiting for this one for fucking months. And like, I'm not ashamed to admit it. I'm like, yo, when are we doing the interview? Bruh, when are we doing the interview? And not only on Instagram, I hit him on Facebook, I hit him on fucking Snapchat, I was hitting him on Twitter or X, whatever the fuck it's called. Nah, I'm playing, but
and we did.
Yeah. Shout out to my fellow diabetic and also my fucking favorite Funky Diabetic. And yo, make sure you go run up Biggie Smoke at midnight. Fucking Funky Diabetic.
Drop on my band.
Young Breeze, Shorty Bang. So Street Religion. I'm pretty sure you rock with Hella Fader, right?
Always, man. Hella low, hella high, hella fader on the rise. Shout out my
Yes,
brother.
sir. So, bro, I'm going to run that shit up when it drops. I'll have it posted in the group. You already know. But make sure you post it in the group yourself as well. Leave a fucking message with it, I can't wait to see what came about of fucking three very, very different and unique artists and Nick LaRow in the building. Because that right there, that mix is just, I wish I'd to be a fly on the wall. I'll say that. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, but keep creating, bro, because you ain't doing it wrong, dog. And keep rocking your style and like making people remember that like 90s, early 2000s were the fucking days where this shit was fucking where it was really popping off, dog. And try to bring it back because you're doing good for Vermont, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Platform, brother.
Anytime, bro. I told you, anytime you need it, bro. I'm Hanley from On the Line with Funky Diabetic out of Vermont. We'll be back again with him soon after we get some here and there from hearing the track. So, everybody, I thank you for tuning in. Have a great night. Peace out. And, sponsored by Diamonds Rising, of course. Have a good one, brother, and we'll talk soon.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Yep.